There is no doubt that film is actually a beautiful depiction of Pakistan. I've seen it.
Thank you.
But is the film inspired by, to what extent is the film inspired by your own experience of going to Pakistan at the age of 20, spending 10 years there, 10 very eventful years, and then coming back to London, and then being connected with the country?
Look, every single anecdote or character or line in the film comes from something. It's all, it's not a biopic. It's not my story, as you can tell, but it is definitely based on stuff that I saw or experienced. And it also reflects my journey and my understanding of what an arranged marriage is. You know, when I was a 21-year-old with very limited understanding of these things, I thought what a lot of people in the West think, which is this is a sort of outdated idea. It makes no sense, and I've, like a lot of people, I think a lot of people in this country conflate the idea of forced marriage and arranged marriage, which of course are completely different. And when I went to Pakistan and I lived, my ex-husband's family are pretty conservative. We lived in a joint family household. I lived with my ex-husband, his sisters, their husbands, their children, his father, all in one house.
Zaman Park.
In Zaman Park, and all his other relatives also lived in Zaman Park, as most people know. And I saw arranged marriages up close, long-term ones that were being arranged. And I saw people who were really happy and they were successful in a lot of those marriages. And so I came back to the UK with a completely different view of how these things work and a totally different viewpoint to most of my friends, my old British friends. And so I came back saying to them, and it started kind of as a joke, this film, because I started saying to them, who would your parents choose for you? Like, given the choice, if you let your parents choose a candidate for you to meet and potentially marry, who would it be? And more importantly, would it work? And that was the first idea for the film, because as you know from having watched the film, the white British Pakistani non-Pakistani character basically gets to the point where she asks her mum to suggest somebody for her because she's copying her British Pakistani neighbours whose son, her best friend, is having an arranged marriage.